Dear students, in this lecture we are going to cover the concept of virtual destructor, where it has been used and where it will be helpful. Uh, so this is a very small concept, but it is very important, and it happens only in the case of inheritance. So what is destructor? So destructor is basically a method that will be called automatically whenever the object is deleted from the memory. So that destructor will be called, and in the destructor we can perform some activities, perform some operations to free up the resources that are allocated during the execution of our program. So let us see what is the purpose of virtual destructor and what are the virtual destructors. We start with the background. We know that in inheritance we can store the object of subclass in the variable of base class. This is because subclass object also is a kind of base class. For example, all cars are vehicles. So that means if we are creating object from the cars class, and we can store that object in a variable of vehicle class. We also know that we can create dynamic variable using the new keyword. So new keyword is important. Using the new keyword we can create the variable, we can allocate the memory using new keyword, and dynamic memory allocation can be deallocated using the delete keyword. So these are the two important keywords, new and delete, that are helpful for allocating memory dynamically. So when we create the objects using new keyword, constructor is called automatically, whereas when we use delete keyword to remove the object from the memory, destructor is called automatically. So destructor and constructor both are the methods of the class that will be called automatically whenever the object is created or whenever the object is destroyed. So these are two important concepts that we know already. Now let us consider a small program to see what happened in this case. We have a base class. In the base class I have a destructor that is printing a message base destructor. Then I created a derived class that is inherited from the base class. Again in the derived class I have a destructor that is printing only one message, that is derived destructor. Then in the main class, now see very carefully, in the main class I am declaring a variable, pointer type variable of class base, but when I create the object I am creating the object of derived class. So new keyword will be used to create the object of derived class, but now in this case b is a variable of base class, but it contains the object of derived class. So this is an important thing to understand, that the base class variable can store the object of derived class, but vice versa is not true. That means derived class variable cannot store the address of base class object. But because as we earlier see in the previous slide, that taking the example that all cars are vehicle but all vehicles are not cars, so that means all the object of cars class can be stored in a variable of vehicle class, but vice versa is not true, reverse is not true. So this statement is a valid statement. Now again, what are the implication of this particular statement? Let us see. Now in the very next statement, using the delete keyword I am deleting the variable b. Now when b variable is deleted, then as we know we have to call the constructor. The system will call the constructor, destructor, sorry, system will call the destructor. Now the question is, which destructor will be called? Because variable is of b type, variable is of base type, which and base type has its own destructor, but the object is of derived type, which has its own destructor. So when we delete the variable b, which destructor will be called? Whether it will call the destructor of base class or it will call the constructor of derived class. So you must understand the behavior of your C++ compiler. So in this case it will follow the rule. Now let us understand what is the rule. So rule is, the method to be called depends upon the data type of the variable. Here data type of b variable is base, so delete will call the destructor of base class. So in this case we will get the output base destructor. So this line will be appearing due to the execution of this line, which is the which contained in the destructor of base class. Because now b variable is a variable of base class, the data type of b variable is base, so it will call the destructor of base class only. So that is the rule. So you must understand this rule. The method to be called depends upon the data type of a variable. Here data type of b variable is base, so delete will call the destructor of base class. So we will get the output base destructor. So this behavior is undesirable now, because the object of derived class remains undestructed, so it will remain in the memory. So because its destructor will never be called, because due to this particular statement only the base class destructor is called and the destructor of derived class never be called. So this means derived class object will remain in the memory and it will remain undestructed. So this is basically the memory leak. So ultimately your memory may consume and your program may crash due to the lack of memory. Now to solve this problem, here comes the role of virtual keyword. So virtual keyword helps us. If you get the problem, then you may know the answer. Now you can solve this kind of problem using the virtual keyboard. Now what is the problem and what we want? We want that whenever we delete the whenever we delete the variable which contains the object of derived class, it should call the destructor of both parent as well as children class. So this can be achieved using the virtual keyword. So the same program, now it is updated. I have used virtual keyword here along with the name of the destructor. So this, what is the effect of this virtual keyword? Now whenever the object is deleted, whenever the variable is deleted, so it will call the destructor of the subclass as well as it will call the destructor of the base class due to this virtual keyword. So virtual keyword forces the system to call the destructor of base class as well as destructor of derived class also. So rule is, whenever you are dealing with the inheritance, so this all happen only in the case of inheritance. So remember, whenever you are dealing with the inheritance, you should declare base class destructor as virtual destructor. So this should be the rule that you should follow. Secondly, you should also note that constructors are never virtual, only destructor can be virtual. So you have to keep these two things in mind. So we learned two rules. The first rule is that method to be called depends upon the data type of the variable, and second rule is that whenever you are dealing with inheritance, you should declare base class destructor as a virtual destructor. And the third point to be noted is that constructors are never virtual, only destructor can be virtual. So I hope it is clear that what is virtual keyword and what effect it cause on the destructor. So what is the virtual destructor and where it is implemented. So the concept is valid only in the case of inheritance. So I hope it clears your query. If you have some query, if you have some doubt, you can call me or you can WhatsApp me on my number.